Welcome back to the media studio here at Asia Fruit Logistica, and I'm joined by a very special guest, Phil Alison of Cherri International, known also in the trade as the father of the rocket apple, which has been a superb product and a real success story in the fresh produce business. Tell us about the cherries. This is a brand new project, very new, in Otago in New Zealand, and you're looking to capture a premium in the cherry market. Is that right?
Correct. We like to position ourselves as a consumer brand, so we want to engage all the way through to the market, direct relationships both with retail and the point of sale, but also consumers.
Okay.
So very much at the premium end.
Yeah.
We're not going to do anything cheap. We're not going to cut any corners.
I see.
And it's got to be excellence all the way.
Okay, so Cherri International, Cherri, that's C-H-E-R-R-I. It's very much a brand that's appealing to the general public, to the consumer, the end user. What message are you giving to those consumers, and how is that different to what else is in the market?
Well, we think that cherries per se have tended to lack quite a bit of involvement in true marketing. So there's enormous health benefits that I'm not sure a lot of people know. They think, yes, the cherries are good for you, but in terms of some of the fundamentals, they're exceptionally good for you.
Okay. What can they help us with on a health level?
Look, it's phenols and anthocyanins, and there's words that I can't even pronounce properly. But
what are they good for? What do they?
Blood pressure, cancer, sleeping. A lot of disorders, digestion.
Okay.
They really are off the planet. We've got some of the technical scientific data, and it's extraordinary.
So when we come to these trade fairs and we're jet lagged and we're tired, we should be eating more cherries?
Absolutely, and before you come.
Okay. Tell us a bit about the production then. It's down in the South Island of New Zealand. How much production do you have at the moment?
So we bought 3 producing orchards, and we've bought a chunk of a reasonable sized farm, and we're going to develop that. We also have bought 3 properties in Hawke's Bay, 4 actually, and we're going to plant in there because of the longitude. They're 3 weeks earlier, so we can have a wider marketing window.
That's up in the North Island.
Up in the North Island, correct.
And then in terms of where you're looking to sell, it's not just in New Zealand, of course, it's outside, and Asia in particular, is that right?
Well, Asia's, at the moment, we could sell so much more volume than we can produce. But long term, we've got plans to produce 8,000 tonnes.
Oh, wow.
We're at 300 at the moment. So that would be twice the size of the New Zealand industry currently.
Oh, okay. So this is making a big splash in terms of, you know, we think of New Zealand kiwi fruit, we think of apples, the avocado guys are doing very well, but you think cherries can be one of those products that's generating good interest for New Zealand? Absolutely,
and we've got a new system that's been developed in New Zealand to grow it, and that's, we're hoping, it's trialling, and it's slightly risky, but we think that we know enough about it that we're going full bore on it, and that will allow us to produce not only premium cherries, but a lot of premium cherries.
Okay, and what kind of varieties are we talking about here?
Most of them are pretty much the standard ones. We don't have a cherry breeding program in New Zealand, unlike apples and stone fruit. But we are trialling a lot of new varieties, some of which aren't even named yet. They've still got numbers and
so there's some ideas bubbling away under the surface.
Oh, there's a lot of new ideas.
And we mentioned rocket. We can't go without mentioning that. It's such an incredibly different product and a disruptive product in many ways in terms of that apple market. What lessons do you think you can bring from your experience with rocket apples to the cherry business?
Quite a few, because we actually like disruption. And one of the historical areas that I think cherries have not made a good job at is encouraging daily consumption. And that's something that we're going to address through packaging and offerings and some of the other bits that go with it. So we're very keen to get out of just a gifting market, but also into that daily consumption.
Okay, which is perhaps more sustainable or more, there's more opportunity for growth.
Absolutely,
okay.
yeah.
Phil, thank you very much for taking the time to explain what you're doing, and we wish you all the best with it.
All right, you're welcome, thank you.
Okay, stay tuned for more interviews here at the Media Studio in Asia Fruit Logistica. Thank you.